All right, man. Detroit Pistons have won a few games. All right, man. Let's talk about them needing the tank. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate the love, support, everybody. Show the channel, check out Detroit Pistons Talk Play. Let's talk a little bit about. Let me double check this. Talk a little bit about. That's a wrap. He in there, but let's keep going, man. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. So they. How many games they got left, right? They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They got 14 games left, okay? Okay. Ultimately, they in competition with two other teams. Okay. Let's talk about let's look at the standings. In their last 10, they are 4-6, right? When you look at the competition for the number one pick, 3-7, 2-8, right? Ultimately, Minnesota gonna have the first pick. The Rockets gonna have the third best odds to win the lottery. And really, we in the race with Orlando. All right, we got one more loss in Orlando, and it's to the point where you look up the lineup last night. They played Cleveland. Excuse me. Let me pull that up. Boom, 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 boom. Ultimately, you look at the lineup last night. Bay, Cook, Stewart, Killian Hayes, Josh Jackson. They trying to tank. Ultimately, they trying to tank. All right. Maybe put your little Okafor in there a little bit more, but started Tyler Cook. That was his first starting game yesterday. They tried this. They trying to tank. And ultimately, what's going to have to happen is, got to be some luck. Because ultimately, what you don't want is to fall out the top four. Suggs, Cunningham, Green. Who else they got? And Evan Mobley. You don't want to lead the draft without one of them. And it would be a heartbreaker if the Lions end up with Pistons, end up with 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th. It can happen. It'll be a heartbreaker because this ain't the draft to fall out of that. And ultimately, the two guys you want to target is Mobley and Green first. You don't end up with one of them, obviously, then we kind of go into the next step. And your next thing is, well, can we turn Suggs into a 2? Killian on a 2. Can we turn Suggs into a 2? He can shoot. He can penetrate. He kind of remind you, if he's going to be a 2, his athleticism remind you of Dwayne Wade. Can we turn him into Dwayne Wade? And I think you could. So really, option one, just looking schematically, I believe in Killian. Schematically, you want Green first, Mobley, and Suggs. That's what you want. Any one of those three, plus Cunningham too, any of those 3-4 guys you can get, you can be happy. But ultimately, Green feels the best need. And then I would say Mobley, I think he can play with Stewart. So ultimately, those two are the guys you're really wanting. It's just come time for them to start losing. That's just what it is. They need to start losing. Or, really, not even just lose. They need some luck. And ultimately, the lottery is one of the biggest scams in, sports history. The NBA rigged that lottery. You got where basically David Stern asked Shaquille O'Neal where he wanted to play. He said somewhere warm. Shaquille O'Neal ended up in Orlando. Remember Dan Gilbert from Cleveland Cavaliers complaining about the Chris Paul trade? And, losing LeBron, he ended up with what? Cleveland had the number 1 overall pick how many times? So ultimately, we all know sports is rigged to a certain extent. It is. And Cleveland had the cheat code to get better, and they didn't. And luckily for Dan Gilbert, LeBron came back. So you kind of look at their history, right? So LeBron left about 10. As soon as LeBron left in 10, right, the next season, they end up with the number 1 overall pick. The following season, they end up with the number 4 pick. The following season, the third season after LeBron left, they end up with the number 1 pick. The number 1 pick again, the year after, the year LeBron about to come back. So think about that. In 1, 2, 3, 4 years, right? In 4 years, they had 3 number 1 picks. Come on. And then they had another 4 pick. Come on, man. Come on. And then you add in an 03 draft, they had another number 1 overall pick. Come on, man. We all know what it is. And we already know they like to stick it to Detroit because we fought our way to a title both times. We weren't supposed to crash the Lakers parade. And we should have beat the Lakers again. In both scenarios, from the Golden Word Pistons to Isaiah Thomas and the Bad Boy Pistons. You know, and it's just to the fair, the lottery need to be done with. You know, teams are gonna tank. The NFL didn't say, all right, we're gonna put a lottery in. Come on. Ultimately, the lottery need to be RIP. Needs to be gone. You know, but we already know what it is. It's fixed. You know, ultimately, you know, think about it again. Think about this again. Anthony Davis lead the Pelicans. They end up with Zion. Think about that for a minute. Come on, man. I mean, what else scenarios you got in the draft? You know, Golden State Warriors lose Kevin Durant. They get the number 2 pick. Come on, man. Come on. I know you guys see it. I know you see it. You know, he had a fantastic draft this year. Trey Weaver. Isaiah Stewart doing his thing. Killian starting to do his thing. A lot of people got mad because I apologized to Killian. Who else? Sadiq Bey, I already knew what he was. You know, you just continue to look at the history. And it's wild, bruh. It is wild. You know? You know, but I mean, remember people were saying, well, you know, the Phoenix Suns taked it and it didn't work. Look at them now. One piece there and they there. You know, one piece and they there, man. That's wild to me. One piece and they won. And people ain't talking about take and do work. You just got to get it right. You know, you just got to get it right. But remember the year after Kobe left the Lakers, he the top two pick, number 2 pick. That's wild. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out anytime. You want to promote your business, or you want to just chop it up, video request, hit me up. Want to make a donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Best way to donate. Share the video. Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time. Or see Sports Talk. Check out Detroit